Summers in Vermont are special. Spectacular scenes of mountains and greenery, rivers and farms. This is Norwich, Vermont, about halfway up the state, right on the New Hampshire border. If you vacation up north in the summer, you might find yourself passing right through Norwich, Vermont. The folks who live here say that's okay. They don't mind visitors, mind you, but they do enjoy having the town to themselves.
The summer it actually slows down a little bit, and there really isn't a lot of tourism right nearby here.
One of the things about Norwich that I always appreciated is how polite everybody is. People just stop, wave at you and say hello, and nobody locks their doors. It's just a throwback in history to the way that the world used to be.
A former Marriott Hotels executive, Joe Lavin, fell in love with Norwich when he visited his son at nearby Dartmouth. In fact, he liked it so much, he wanted to buy the Norwich Inn. Only problem, it wasn't for sale to an outsider.
So there was a little bit of a check this guy out, make sure he's okay. You know, he's a Marriott guy, he's corporate. So we got to make sure he's got the essence, what we want here. And so that was part of the negotiation. So I guess I passed.
That was in 2006. Since then, Lavin has stayed true to his promise to maintain the inn's character. The brewery remains on site. Specially made Norwich Inn cheese tempts guests in the lobby. The large covered porch, rocking chairs, and quaint rooms maintain an old New England style enjoyed by visitors here for 226 years.
President Monroe actually slept here. Tom Brokaw spent 4 days here doing the story. Julia Child had lunch here twice.
Some love it here so much they extend their stays. A lot. In particular, the guests in rooms 20 and 32.
A woman apparently had seen our ghost and went into great detail about how the apparition had disturbed her while she was working. The ghost threw a glass of water at her and the bed started to shake. The legend is it's Ma Walker. Ma Walker was the owner of the inn in the Roaring '20s. Theoretically, she's the one who's the ghost. So whenever anything mysterious happens around here that we cannot explain, which happens a lot in the inn business, we always blame it on Ma Walker.
Down Main Street and off a back road, a home on a hill. This serene setting is a muse to Father Fred and son Russ Schleipman.
We got good skies.
The sky isn't polluted here.
Yeah, it's dark and clear.
Which makes this property perfect for stargazing.
Dad was interested in astronomy when I was a kid and made other telescopes with a group at Dartmouth. So I was kind of bathed in it tangentially. I was aware, but I've become much more aware because of this project.
The project, recreate the Porter Garden Telescope, first developed in 1920 by Russell Porter. Another Vermonter, Porter is considered the father of amateur astronomy. Fewer than 20 of his telescopes were made. Fred Schleipman saw one for the first time 44 years ago, and it immediately became his Helen of Troy.
I was smitten. It was love at first sight.
The 98-year-old retired engineering professor admired her blend of art, beauty, mechanical design, and he had to have her one way or another.
I had hoped to someday be able to make it.
It would be 30 years before he would borrow the scope, just as beautiful as he remembered. Along with his son Russ, Schleipman set about his recreation, upgraded the instruments, and now it works just as well as any amateur telescope out there.
It's a reflecting telescope, the bottom of which is a parabolic mirror. It's like a makeup mirror. It magnifies, only it's accurate to millionths of an inch. The image comes up, hits that diagonal mirror, and bounces out to a little eyepiece. That eyepiece magnifies the image of what that mirror is seeing. With this, the tube has turned into a leaf in bronze, making it sculptural. The beauty of that is the optics lift out in seconds and you're left with a beautiful sculpture that's also a sundial.
The Schleipmans sell garden telescopes all over the world. Queen Elizabeth has taken an interest in the instrument. Comedian Jay Leno, also a fan.
He was so excited he called me when I was crossing the country with it and said, "Where are you now? I can't wait to see you." He was great.
Big name customers and a big price tag.
They're limited and serial numbered. They're limited to 200, so like any significant piece of art, they are a rarity.
And Russell Porter, who created the Russell Garden telescope, the Porter Garden telescope 100 years ago, it was his drawings that actually influenced the design of the giant telescope at Mount Palomar in California. So his design survived and prospered.
Yeah, and that telescope has made many discoveries over the years, and it was the first to photograph the entire northern sky. And we also want to wish a very, very happy birthday to the father-son duo, the father of that duo, Fred. He just turned 99. So happy birthday, Fred.
That's awesome. All right, farmers bring back a vanished crop.